Are we live? Am I audible, guys? क्या हाल है? All right, let's go. Hello, everyone. Oh yes, we are audible. क्या हाल है, guys? How has everyone been doing? Well, slight change of locations. मैं मुंबई में हूँ. मैं मुंबई में स्ट्रीम करी आज तक सारी लाइव स्ट्रीम्स फॉर डिजाइनर. टुडे आई एम इन दिल्ली. सो आज दिल्ली से लाइव स्ट्रीम हो रही है. ऑल द दिल्ली पीपल, गाइस, प्रेस वन इन द चैट इफ यू कैन हियर मी. क्रिस्टल क्लियर, कोई डिफरेंसेस नहीं है, कोई ज्यादा लाउड है, कम है, बता दो क्या करना है. थोड़ा सा कम कर देता हूँ ऑडियो. जस्ट वेटिंग फॉर एवरीवन टू जॉइन इन. सब लोग बस स्पैम कर दो ये अपनी स्टोरीज पे, ये लिंक जहां भेजना है भेज सकते हो, बिकॉज इसके बाद जो लोग आएंगे वो लोग को थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम होगी समझने में एंड कीप अप करने में, है ना. तो सब लोगों को जिनको भी पार्टिसिपेट करना है, इट विल बी अ ग्रेट अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर एवरी सिंगल वन टू टेक एडवांटेज ऑफ टुडेज सेशन एंड दिस होल वर्कशॉप एज अ होल. सो तुम लोगों को सीखने को तो बहुत कुछ मिलेगा, राइट. सीखने को क्या क्या मिलेगा वो अभी लोग जो बैठे हैं तुम्हारे पास वो उनको बताएंगे, वो तुम लोगों को पूरा बताने वाले हैं. आई वॉन्ट, आई ट्राई टू स्पीक इन इंग्लिश फॉर श्योर. These guys who are there uh, will be teaching you all for the coming 3 days. There are three people and 3 days of workshop. And day one, today is day one. Day two hoga, right? On day one, you'll be learning some specific things. Today will be like the introduction sessions. We have two people today. So one will be taking one session on designing for sustainability, and then we have, sorry, then we have Nisha Kumari who will be coming and speaking on the main part, which is research and kaise kaise karna and stuff. Yeah. So we have two brilliant product designers and managers for you all. A bit of lag is there. Yeah, I see there is a 4% drop in frame rate. Shit. But the kbps so yaar bahut high hai. Guys, is there lag? Press 1 if you can see me and hear me clearly, and press 2 if you are facing a little bit of lag. If you are facing lag, just refresh. कभी कभार सिस्टम में बैकएंड में कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है. कितने आवर्स का है लाइव? एवरी सिंगल डे फ्रॉम टुडे एंड टुमारो, कल और परसों विल बी 1 hour, 1 hour to 1 hour 15 minutes, 1 hour 20 minutes. संडे को है, ओके, आई वाज या कमिंग टू संडे. संडे को जो है, संडे को होगा लाइव क्विज विद एवरीवन हु इज अ पार्टिसिपेंट ऑफ आवर वर्कशॉप. सो लाइव क्विज में क्या होगा, एक स्पेसिफिक क्विज का लिंक तुम्हारे को ग्रुप पे शेयर किया जाएगा. आई विल बी लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग दैट. सो वी हैव अ गुड पर्सन, वो मैं रिवील उसी दिन करूंगा. वी हैव अ रियली गुड पर्सन जॉइनिंग इन फॉर दैट डे, एंड ही विल बी कमिंग इन टू टेक अ सेशन, एंड उनके सेशन के बाद देयर विल बी द क्विज. उसका लिंक लाइव सब लोगों को जाएगा ग्रुप के अंदर, यहाँ पे व्हाट्सएप के अंदर, यहाँ पे यूट्यूब लाइव पे. एंड एवरी वन विल गेट 20 minutes. वो ग्रुप ऑन रहेगा सिर्फ 20 minutes के लिए. इट विल बी वेरी क्विक एमसीक्यूज फॉर यू ऑल टू जस्ट फिल इन. एंड जो विनर होगा, जो फास्टेस्ट फिंगर फर्स्ट के साथ साथ जो विनर होगा, बिकॉज देयर विल बी लाइक 50 to 60 क्वेश्चंस, उनको हम देंगे एक छोटा सा प्राइस हमारी तरफ से, which is very simple and sweet. We are trying to build a product for our community, which is you guys. And सब लोगों को प्रॉब्लम होती है एक अच्छा क्लाइंट ढूंढने में, सब लोगों को प्रॉब्लम होती है एक अच्छी कम्युनिटी ढूंढने में, क्लोज निट कम्युनिटी, एक ऐसे 5-10 यार जिनके साथ हम अच्छे से बातचीत कर सकते हैं अबाउट अ स्पेसिफिक थिंग. इट कैन बी डिजाइन, इट कैन बी एनीथिंग. सो हमारा मेन फोकस यही है. अरे वाह, वी हैव पुनीत सर इन द चैट. हेलो सर, हाउ आर यू? एंड आइडिया यही है कि वो कम्युनिटी का प्रोडक्ट बनाने से तुम लोगों को ये सारी चीजें मिलेंगी. कम्युनिटी का प्रोडक्ट क्या होगा? इट विल बी अ प्लेटफॉर्म. अभी उतना ही बता सकता हूँ. अब प्लेटफॉर्म बहुत सारी चीज हो सकते हैं, बट समझ जाओ कैसे, जो मैंने अभी चीज एक्सप्लेन करी तुम लोगों को, दैट. एंड देन वी हैव आर वेरी इन, जो अपन करा है रिवील ऑलरेडी. We have our invite only WhatsApp community. So why WhatsApp? Everyone is using WhatsApp every single day to chat with your friends in India specifically. And हम लोग ने सोचा एक ऐसी कम्युनिटी क्यों नहीं बनाए, क्योंकि डिस्कॉर्ड एक सेपरेट ऐप है एंड वी हैव 13,000 पीपल रैंडम, किसी को कुछ नहीं पता किसी के बारे में. व्हाट इफ वी मेक एन इनवाइट ओनली कम्युनिटी एंड टेक पीपल वन बाय वन, उसके अंदर एक एक करके पहले 5 बंदे लेके आए, फिर 10 बंदे लेके आए, ऐसे वो बढ़ती जाएगी. एंड उसकी एक लिमिट होगी, तो देर विल बी ब्रेकआउट रूम्स. सो वी आर प्लानिंग अ लॉट ऑफ स्टफ. या सो yes, sort of, Pratik, you are right, sort of. Hi Pratmesh, how are you? Hi Madhur. I'll just take names. So everyone is excited, right? सब लोग वेट कर रहे हो, और नहीं बताऊंगा. सब लोगों को क्लियर हो गया? प्रेस वन इफ द होल 3 day का प्लान इज क्लियर. प्रेस वन. प्रेस टू अगर कुछ डाउट्स है. आई क्लियर देम आउट राइट नाउ. How to join WhatsApp group? There will be a WhatsApp link sent to you over here. दैट इज जस्ट फॉर द ग्रुप. अगर तुम लोग ने ग्रुप में हो ऑलरेडी ये यूएक्स बैकबोन के, तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. वो जो व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप का कम्युनिटी इनवाइट लिंक है, जो हमारी इनवाइट ओनली कम्युनिटी है, वो सिर्फ विनर को मिलेगा, बिकॉज वो इनवाइट ओनली है. एंड उसको ओपन पब्लिक करेंगे कि एक फॉर्म आएगा एंड आपको फॉर्म भरना पड़ेगा एंड आपको तभी सिलेक्ट किया जाएगा. एंड वो पूरा डिलीवरेबल्स हैं उस स्पेसिफिक इनवाइट ओनली कम्युनिटी के, जो तुम लोगों को सबको बता दिए जाएंगे. यू विल बी गेटिंग एन LOR. जो विनर होगा उसको लेटर ऑफ रिकमेंडेशन मिलेगा फ्रॉम आवर साइड, which will be signed by all the people who are there on the session जो ले रहे हैं हमारे साथ. सो सॉरी. एंड देन हम लोग सर्टिफिकेट ऑफ अचीवमेंट देने वाले हैं. देन हम लोग तुम्हारे को अर्ली एक्सेस टू आवर प्रोडक्ट देने वाले हैं. बहुत सारी चीजें जो डिजाइनर की तरफ से ऑफर होने वाली है. Yeah, everyone will get a certificate of participation. So sorry, I have a runny nose. I caught thoda sa cold. Yeah, we are ready to start the whole session. We have 160 people live right now. A lot of people join late. A lot of people will join and leave. It's all right. We'll start right now. And 3, 2, 1. All the best, guys. आराम से सॉरी अभी अभी स्विच करो. आराम से लेना इस सेशन को. टेक इट वेरी स्लो, वेरी चिल, and sit back, relax, and बहुत ध्यान से just listen to the people what they are trying to say. All right, they will be interacting with you all, and उनको अच्छे से instruction दे दिए. So all the best. All right, guys, we are live. You all can you guys see Nisha and Rahul? Am I audible? Wait. I think I have muted the 1 second. 1 second. Wait. Unmute. Yes. Yes. Now I can hear Rahul and Nisha. Perfect.
Yes. Hey guys, hi.
Yes, everyone is writing yes.
Hello,
You guys can see the chat,
everyone.
right?
For sure, yes, we can.
Awesome.
Hey guys, hi. Are we audible?
Yeah, you are audible. You are audible.
Perfect, yeah.
So guys, I would like to introduce Rahul and Nisha, but मैं चाहता हूँ थोड़ा activity करना इन लोगों के साथ, ठीक है? I want Nisha to introduce Rahul and I want Rahul to introduce Nisha, and then we'll start with Rahul's session. Yeah. So
No.
Nisha introduce Rahul.
Oh God. Acha, fun fact, guys. Rahul is my manager. That's the best introduction I can give.
Awesome.
Thank you for that, Nisha. Yeah, guys. So as Nisha mentioned, I'm Nisha's manager. Nisha and I have been working for about 8 months together now. So she's the exclusive designer that I work with on our product at Kotak Securities.
Awesome. And अब Rahul sir, आप Nisha मैम को introduce कर दो.
Yes. Am I audible now?
Yeah, you are audible.
Yes. So, guys, yes, Nisha, I've known Nisha for about 8 months now. She's a designer in our team. She's the exclusive designer who designs everything, UI, UX, interactions, everything for me and for the team at Kotak Securities.
Awesome. Is it my internet or थोड़ा सा lag हो रहा है? Wait, I think it's my internet.
I think the chat is stuck or something.
वो एक बार आप रिफ्रेश कर लो. क्लोज द लिंक एंड रीजॉइन. मेरा इंटरनेट इशू क्यों हो रहा है यार? गिव मी 1 second गाइस, गिव मी 1 second. या अभी गाइस थोड़ा सा इंटरनेट बेटर होगा, सो सॉरी फॉर द स्मॉल इंटरप्शन. या ऑसम. सो नाउ दैट राहुल हैज इंट्रोड्यूस निशा, निशा आप खुद का भी एक बार इंट्रोडक्शन कर दो.
Okay, before that, thank you, Puneet sir. Uh, yes, Rahul, I'll need bonus. Please.
Point noted. Yeah.
Okay, hello everyone. So, people who are not there in the WhatsApp group, I kind of sent out my introduction in a video format. Um, so, introducing myself, I currently work as Senior Design Manager at Kotak Securities. Kotak Securities was kind enough to hire unemployed me. So, thank you, Rahul. So, yeah,
पता
I
है,
mean,
वी
I'm
मेट
also
निशा,
one of.
वी मेट निशा एंड हमने बोला था कि आपका वो ह्यूमरस एलिमेंट लेके आना था. आई थिंक शी इज एसिंग दैट.
Right, right. Yes. By the way, Vansh was the one who sort of got me into the social media and workshop sort of stuff. So yes, I'm also one of those people who did their engineering, never turned out to be one. So yeah, I'm there, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people would be here doing the same thing. So I'll be able to help you out a little.
या आई थिंक मेरी चैट अटक गई है या कोई कुछ बोल नहीं रहा है. गाइस प्रेस वन इफ एवरीथिंग इज ऑडिबल एंड इट्स वर्किंग कंप्लीटली फाइन फॉर यू ऑल. गिव मी 1 सेकेंड, थोड़ा सा इंटरनेट इशू हो रहा है. 1 सेकेंड भाई, क्या इंटरनेट है ये? इंटरनेट में प्रॉब्लम हो रही है. हाँ, इसको दरवाजा खोलना पड़ेगा तो थोड़ी सी शांति बनानी पड़ेगी. रुक जा. या आई थिंक आई फिक्स दैट. अभी अभी नहीं होगा. आई कैन नॉट सी राहुल दो. हेलो
Hey,
निशा
my
कैन,
video is on.
निशा कैन यू सी राहुल?
I can see Rahul on my laptop, but
ओके,
yeah,
आगे
it's not.
आगे आगे आगे. या परफेक्ट परफेक्ट. गिव मी 1 सेकेंड, लेट मी क्लोज अ लॉट ऑफ टैब्स आगे से. ऑलराइट गाइस, 1 सेकेंड दो. आई विल क्विकली क्लोज एवरीथिंग इन द बैकग्राउंड so that it's clear for everyone.
आई थिंक अभी आवाज़ आ रही होगी तुम लोगों को. नाउ 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 एम आई ऑडिबल नाउ? ऑसम ऑसम गाइज, आई एम जस्ट ज्वाइनिंग इन. 1 सेकेंड दो मेरे को, कुछ एकदम से ग्लिच हो गया. एयरपॉड्स का ऑडियो उड़ गया एकदम से. गिव मी 1 सेकेंड. या आई थिंक आई एम ऑडिबल, आई एम विजिबल नाउ.
Yes, now I can.
Yes, we can. Okay. 1 second. Hey guys, hi. Am I audible? Can you type one in chat if I'm audible? Perfect. Okay, guys. Yeah, fine. Hi, welcome to this live stream being conducted by Design Air. This is my first time a live event uh, being conducted on YouTube. More than happy to be here, interacting with all of you guys, trying to do a bit, probably share knowledge and overall my experience about 8 to 10 years. Uh, Today, I'm going to speak about something called designing for scalability. So before I get into what designing for scalability is, a small quick intro about me. My name is Rahul. I'm an engineer, just the way Nisha mentioned. So I've worked as an engineer at Oracle. I've worked as a brand manager slash product manager at Asian Paints, and I'm currently the Nisha's boss at Kotak Securities. So where I manage mutual funds and IPO as a product. Yeah. Uh, so that's about me. Uh, Before we jump into the topic, a quick question to you guys. As in, I hope my screen is visible. On your screen, there are two images, one on the left and one on the right. Uh, the image on the left is that of an office setting, and the image on the right is that of a dining table. So Uh, can you guys let us know which the image on the right, which image is more scalable from a from your point of view? Office setting where there are desks, there is modular furniture or a dining table, right? Yes, Mayur, yes, it's office. Yeah, it's left office. Yeah. So why do you guys think is office setting more scalable overall and not a dining table set? Yeah, Janak, both. Okay. Okay. So let me get into it. As in, a lot of you have given the correct answer, which is the modular setting in an office, which is the modular furniture is more scalable and can be laid out infinitely in a office setting or even at a home. But whereas you cannot put a lot of dining tables, it's not. It's very singular purpose oriented, and it's not that scalable per se, right? So giving you one more example of what scalability is, there's a image in front of you. As in, can anybody guess what that is? Yes, Manish, you're absolutely right. Both the items serve different purpose, but from a scalable point of view, modular furniture can be infinitely put up, whereas a dining table may not be. Yes, it's a printing press, guys. Absolutely. So think about scalability from this point of view. Back in 1440, uh, when the first printing press was being made, the singular objective with which the printing press was being made was to make written word repeatable. As in, a Bible could be printed and shared across hundreds and thousands of people, so that the output is consistent and the printing press can be repeatable every day. It keeps on changing. Yes, yes, Gokul Chand, it's a Gutenberg press. So the start of scalability in physical world started as way back as 1440, right? But in today's digital era, uh, the scalability probably has come into picture somewhere around 2010s or 2014s. That's when the rise of scalability started. Is there a lag? Yeah, am I audible? Guys, can you confirm if there is a lag? Perfect. Yeah. Okay. So when we talk about scalability, guys, as in five things that come to my mind when I talk about scalability is something that is absolutely repeatable. By repeatability, I mean if you cannot replicate something that you have done before again and again, either digitally or through a physical mode, then it is technically not scalable. It's a one-time use, right? Something that is scalable has to be multi-purpose. As in taking an example of, say, a Flipkart. A Flipkart could sell a book, a T-shirt, or a bike. It could sell anything. So it is basically multi-use and not a single-use product, right? Third thing that comes into picture when we talk about scalability is something that's consistent. Yes, Anirudh, you're talking about office table. It's more scalable. That's absolutely right. Uh, by consistent, I mean as in when you think about your books that we read, think about bestseller books that come out. The books are distributed across the world and they are consistent. A book that you Harry Potter book that you purchase maybe in sitting in United Kingdom or USA or in India would be exactly the same, right? Same is the case with an iPhone or any other phone. It is consistent, it is repeatable, and it is multi-use, right? Further, scalability also means something that's evolving. As in, scalability does not mean that it is fixed, as in it keeps on evolving. As the requirements grow, we become more scalable as well, right? So coming to what does scalability mean in digital world, right? Think about three broad categories: e-commerce, a financial services, and a leisure category, right? uh, do you guys think all of these brands or any of these brands are scalable and repeatable today? Yes, correct. So coming to first category, which is e-commerce, right? And Amazon today is extremely scalable. It started off as selling only books, but 20 years down the line, Amazon sells everything, right from books to motorcycles. It sells laptops, electronics. It sells apparels. It sells everything. So does Flipkart, right? Same thing is also true in terms of financial services. And ICICI Bank sells everything that is available under the umbrella. It sells you insurance. It gives you fixed deposits. It gives you recurring deposits. It gives you an ability to transact in mutual funds, IPO, and everything. Right? Each of these products are very different. Yet one single app is kind of catering to all of it. Same is the case with a system like Make My Trip, wherein if you are planning or intending to go to Goa or let's say Mauritius or Bali, uh, Make My Trip will offer you everything. Give you an option to book flight tickets, book your visa appointments, book hotels, book transport, and everything. So each of these services are available on there, and Make My Trip will also take initiative to expand beyond the services that are available, right? Yes, yes, Shurish. Swiggy is also an ideal example. Swiggy does four things on their app. It does offer food, it offers Genie, it offers Instamart, it offers Dine Out as well, right? Exactly, Aditya. Yeah, you're getting to the point. That's where I'm leading to. Scalability means uh, more things can be added without many changes in a design system, right? So talking about what things are common among all those apps that we just discussed about, right? All of those apps are multi-product. They sell multiple products and services. They are in essence kind of super apps. Think about a Paytm. On Paytm you can do your electricity bill payments, mobile recharges, you can transfer money, you can book movie tickets. Each and every service is unique in that aspect but looks more or less the same on the app. It is scalable, it is dynamic, yet the design system that binds it together is pretty much common, so it looks coherent to us, right? So essentially, in all of these apps, the major role, the absolute major role that uh, comes into picture is that of a designer. Design as a team plays vital role in ensuring consistent experiences across all these super apps, right? Think about a Make My Trip app, a Make My Trip website, a Paytm app, Paytm website. The experience still remains consistent across all of this, right? Pratik, you're talking about Uber. Uber may be scalable, but the type of scalability that you're talking about in Uber is a little different. Uber is scalable across continents and across countries where payment systems are different. In India, we pay using UPI, but in other countries, maybe the mode of payment could be different. A credit card, or there could be a Bitcoin some accepted somewhere. I'm not sure. Yeah, that way it is scalable. It is the app's design system can adapt to any type of payment method, right? So uh, we're talking about super apps now, but I'm pretty sure there would be some problems along the way. If you start building an app today, something similar to Amazon, and if somebody came up with a problem statement to you that you have to design a design system for Amazon, would it be easy to do from on day one? You can type yes on the chat or no on the chat. What's your view on that? Absolutely, yeah. So designing a design system for Amazon with all the services that it offers today under the umbrella would be next to impossible, right? Because it is so vast and so humongous that one person cannot do it. It has to be a task done by maybe hundreds of designers across the company. So what helps us to do this work for Amazon or even a Flipkart? We need to have something called a shared vision or goal. Without a shared vision or goal from a design point of view, it's technically impossible to make a design system for Amazon. Second, we need to have consistent communication across design teams, across designers, to ensure that the same design system or same components are used everywhere to ensure repeatability and consistency. Do you guys agree to that? Yes, no? Yes, absolutely, Pratik. Yeah. So probably I'll deep dive into one small example of Flipkart. As in, if you can see my screen right now, there are five different things on the screen. A Flipkart sells phones, grocery items like Surf Excel, furniture items like a sofa, a bike, and also clothing. So these are the screenshots that I took this afternoon. If you look at the design system, more or less, it looks coherent, although there are different components used across the screens, but it looks coherent. As in, uh, the image slider is same all across. The option to select a variant or name of the product is same all across. There is an advertisement on the top which is same all across. Despite selling such different things with such different properties, uh, for take an example on iPhone on left, it says that color green and storage 128 GB, whereas the motorcycle, which is the fourth image, says brand color is Stallion black and version. So essentially, they are following the same design systems, but there are different things being shown on the front end, right? So essentially, as in, if you notice, there are commonalities across the app, but yet the app is pretty dynamic, right? So how do you get into this? How do you get into this? As in today, if you had to sit through and if you are given a assignment to design a e-commerce app, right? Take it. I would say that take a 10,000 feet view as to what happens, what needs to be done to make a design system. What are some of the screens? What are some of the views that a user would expect on an e-commerce app or any app that that matter, right? On the screen, I've written down some screens that, as a product manager, typically I speak about on a day-to-day basis with Nisha, right? So whenever we converse for any of our design requirements, any of our detailed discussion, some of these screens come into picture, right? So whenever you're making a design system, take a 10,000 feet view, think about what an app has. Think about a Flipkart needs a login page. Flipkart needs a home page where a user would land. There needs to be a search option available. There would be categories called clothing, phones. You need to have categories there. Each of these categories do have individual product screens. There would be a shopping cart, there would be a checkout screen, there would be a profile screen. So if you get into a systems thinking sort of, then imagine what components would be required to design that design system. Then you would be probably able to tackle the problem of designing a unique design system pretty well, right? So essentially, to make an app like Flipkart or a Paytm or even a physical design, it doesn't matter if it is digital. On the image on the right, you see a office setting. Now somebody must have designed it through, right? The design is consistent. Now it is put up in a plus format. Tomorrow it could be put up in a straight line format. It could be extended to the entire floor. Essentially, it is modular in nature. It is repeatable all across. It is consistent, and it is also responsive to change in its environment. That's what a design system is. Yes, Ishita, it is just like a site map. You need to have 1,000 feet views on what's happening, and you make a design system for that, right? So I would probably conclude the session with coming back to digital example that we are talking about. In a digital world, while designing an app, Nisha and I usually converse on these things, and they are absolutely essential to uh, maintain across all across the app that you're talking about. You need to communicate these things with other designers on the team, also with your lead designer or whoever it is that you're reporting to, so that things remain consistent across the app, right? I'll quickly glance over what these are. uh, you need a color palette, which is a dark mode, a light mode. So there needs to be multiple colors which are there, which are available for use across the entire organization. You need to have a set font to use on your app. Spacing and layout across all the screens has needs to be consistent so that the app looks coherent. Iconography, the icons that you use, say we are using YouTube to view this particular live stream right now. The icons which are used on any of the YouTube screens look more or less the same, right? So iconography plays an important criteria. Interactions and the animations that are there across the screens need to be consistent. So when you're thinking from a designer point of view, think of these things. Finally, things that help is that always try to make components or scalable modular components available to use on multiple screens. Going back to a Flipkart example, if you notice, the carousel image carousel is consistent all across, right? Uh, if you look at the phone versus the Surf Excel versus the sofa, the image slicer is a module which is consistent all across. The elements under which color green and storage 128 GB is written, that's consistent all across. The elements to select a color is same in the sofa set and in the clothing on the right hand side. The rating module which is there on Surf Excel and the clothing is exactly the same. So essentially, if you make components which are reusable on different screens, then your job is half done, right? With that, I would conclude my discussion topic. Over to you guys. If you have any questions, I can address them now, or Nisha can continue the session from here. At the end of it, I can pitch in and address any of the queries that you have.
Guys, am I audible? Guys, guys, my mic is crashed. Guys, am I audible? My mic is crashed. One second, let me do one thing. अब क्या कर रहा हूँ?
Once you're audible, by the way.
या आई नो वो बीच में ना आई एम ट्राइंग टू स्विच फ्रॉम कैमरा टू मेन, तो वो हो नहीं रहा है. गिव मी वन सेकेंड. मैं मेन पे जाऊँगा गाइज. मेन पे जब जाऊँगा तो तुम्हारे को स्क्रीन पे ओबीएस दिख रहा होगा. एंड देन आई जस्ट क्विकली बी ऑन म्यूट एंड एकदम से आई हैव टू ऐड ऑडियो इनपुट कैप्चर, तो वो हो नहीं रहा है. तभी मेरे एयरपॉड्स भी अपने आप डिस्कनेक्ट हो गए. आई थिंक इट्स एन ओबीएस इशू. आई एम रियली सॉरी. थोड़ा पुअर एक्सपीरियंस मिला है तुम लोगों को इन द स्टार्ट ऑफ द वर्कशॉप ओनली, बट इसमें मैं कुछ नहीं कर. गाइज बटन नहीं चल रहे हैं मेन पे. ओके सो एक काम करते हैं. नाउ दैट हिज सेशन इज़ डन, विल स्विच टू निशा. निशा के सेशन पे जाएंगे एंड देन वापस इधर आना पड़ेगा बिकॉज और कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है इसका. विल हैव टू स्विच. यू वोंट बी एबल टू हियर मी, यू विल बी एबल टू हियर निशा ओनली. निशा, बट निशा मेरे को सुन सकते तो हमारी कम्युनिकेशन एक्टिव रहेगी. सो सॉरी फॉर दिस इज अ OBS का बग है ये. आई विल फिक्स इट टुमारो फॉर श्योर. ऑल द बेस्ट गाइज फॉर द सेकंड सेशन एंड आई एम रियली सॉरी अगेन.
Chalo, okay. But
It's perfectly fine.
I hope people can hear me. Okay. Yes. Oh, just a minute. Okay, tell me you can see it or not. Once, can you confirm just if people. Okay. Guys in the chat, please let me know if I'm audible or not. Okay, okay. So since I've introduced myself already, you can unnotice this weird thing that I've done here. Okay, so we'll directly move to our topic, which is user research. How many of you have actually got to do user research? If you have, you're very lucky. I must tell you. Okay. So is this a yes for the user research? Have you guys done any user research so far, or like on your personal projects or maybe for any company project? Okay. Okay, so that's great. Little disclaimer, बहुत ही difficult होता है to do user research in terms of just to get the opportunity of doing user research. In my experience of around 5 years, मुझे भी I think एक दो बार ही chance मिला है to actually get into it. But yeah, secondary research, yeah, that too you can do. You go Google that secondary research for sure. Okay. So let's start with just a very basic definition of what user research is, and trust me, it's very self-explanatory. Dissect karo nikal jayega, which is researching your users. It is nothing more than just get to know your users, who the person is, what does he do, what is his behaviors, what are his needs, pain points. You just observe these things, you gather all those data, and then you figure out what to do for your product, right? And that's just about what user research is. Okay, few people have done user research for their company project. Lucky you, I must say. Okay, so now technically, if I had to concise it, if someone asks you what is user research, you can just tell them user research provides context about what your user, who your user is, what it does, and you can use all that data to figure out what to do or how to solve that particular problem for your users, for your product or app, whatever it is. Okay, now why do we need user research? Yes, I agree. Okay, I collected all the data. I know who my user is. Let's say if you work at some loan lelo company, and you know, okay, if my user is, let's say, the parents, but मैं क्या करूँ जान के, what I'm gonna do with that particular information? So few of the pointers that I have just noted down here, and I must, like, I'll say that a lot of you will agree to most of the stuff. It tells that whether your product, be it an app, website, a service, whether it will work in the real world with real people or not. Uh, Sometimes, let's say you have some idea, you work on something based on some assumptions, some hypothesis, you make a solution, but it's your own perspective, based on your own perspective. But when that thing gets out, when my user is going to use it, will he be able to interact with my app or with my solution or not? Because eventually he's the one who's going to give you money. Your, like, business is not going to make money from your pocket alone, right? So that is one of the reasons why we do user research. Second point also I covered that sometimes we take assumptions. Let's say sometimes also, अगर आपको user research करने का मौका नहीं मिला है, we, yes, somebody mentioned that we rely on secondary research a lot. Someone has already done it for you in the past. You take that, or let's say you go to Google and you figure out some data, and based on that, if you come up with certain solutions, it helps you figure out to prove or disprove those assumptions, वो चीज काम करेगी या नहीं करेगी. And the third point also, that it makes sure that you don't just design solutions based on your perspectives, because you are not your user. And that is like what helps us avoid the biases that we have. And the fourth, which is the bonus point, I think everybody who works in a company would agree to this. How many times this has happened? You have a solution, you think it's great, you go to your stakeholder, you be your manager, and then he says, no, I'm not going to do it, it's not great. Okay, anybody, if anybody can relate to it, trust me, I've worked with startups, I relate to it a lot, has happened to me a lot. But if you have your solutions backed with data done by user research, then there's a high chance that your stakeholder will give you the buy-in for your solution. So this also help you pitch in your ideas to your stakeholders. Yes, it happens for sure. Okay, I'm happy that a lot of people can relate to this. Okay, so now coming to when to do user research. एक product feature का ठीक ठाक लंबा life cycle होता है, right? If you have to look at it. So whenever we create a feature, we first have to figure out the problem. हम क्या solve करने वाले हैं. Then we do the design and concept based on whatever ideas you have. Then it goes to engineering, our beloved developers that who seem to be friends with us. Then we launch it, then we evaluate it, and that's how the feature cycle goes on. But then if I have to ask कि इस पूरे cycle में where do I do the research, there are so many phases to it. Answer is anytime and every time. Like, honestly, if let's say if you have to do the research before identifying the problem, you can do research to figure out what is the problem. That's one sort of research you can do. If let's say you have figured out the problem, and before you go to any design on concept, you can do research to figure out, is the problem that we have identified, or let's say if you have not done research before problem identification, is that even really a problem? Are your hypotheses even to be considered? So that's the sort of research you can do. Once you're done with design and concept, and before it goes to developers or for the development, you can early test your prototypes or your designs to figure out whether it will even work or not. You can pick few 2 3 5 6 participants that you want to, you can hand them over your designs or solutions and see if that is going to work or not. Once, let's say, you did that and development and launch phase is done, this evaluation phase itself is a research phase where you figure, well, did that work or not? Here you research with 5 6 people, so that sort of is a very segmented area, but here it tells whether your solution work with masses or not. So answer to the question when to do user research: anytime and every time. Earlier in the cycle, the better it is. Anyone, like, any questions so far, you can ask me. I can read those out at every phase for sure, between 1 and 2, that you can do also. How do we A/B test it? A/B test is sort of like a technical term. User research, I mean, it's like a user research is the umbrella. A/B test is like a method of doing user research. Yes. Okay. So moving on, if you have more questions, you can just drop into the chat. I'll read it out. Okay. So let's learn about the types of user research. There are different types of user research. But before we get into this, let me give you another disclaimer that user research is a very theoretical in nature. अगर आप article से, books से पढ़ेंगे तो, but to really understand user research, you'll have to do it yourself. You'll have to actually go out, sit, talk to your users, see them interact with your product, and that's how you will understand how a user research is done. So once you, like, when I teach you all these stuffs, if you're making notes, that's fine. If you're not making notes, I'll give you this presentation. But please go back home and try to apply these things. Try to figure out how you can, which method you can apply in your personal projects or not. Okay, someone dropped a question. Let's say we are designing an interface. That's the main USP of our product. And if the idea is new and unique, how should I approach the problem? Okay, I didn't quite understand the question. You don't directly get into designing an interface. You first figure out a problem, and based on that, you define a solution. And screens are sort of the result of the solution. Design sprint में user research होती है, of course होती है. Design sprint. So if you have heard about design thinking process, the second step is actually user research. Yes. Okay. So let's move on. I don't have like a long presentation for today. So we are mostly, so after we are done with this, we are going to focus on the questions. So me and Rahul can actually read out the questions and answer them. So there are majorly, as a mota, these are the types of research that we have: moderated and unmoderated, remote and in-person, generative and evaluative, qualitative and quantitative, behavioral and attitudinal. I am pretty sure qualitative and quantitative, जितने भी लोगों ने थोड़ा बहुत user research पढ़ा है, ये term you have come across for sure. But rest of the things, let me tell you, if you notice, moderated and unmoderated, remote and in-person are the categorizations based on how you conduct the user research. कैसे कर रहे हैं? Versus the rest three are categorizations based on the type of data you get. Qualitative is like very subjective sort of data. मेरा user क्या कर रहा है, कैसे कर रहा है, things that you can write down in statements. Versus quantitative is something which is आप measure कर सकते हैं in terms of metrics, in terms of numbers. So let's understand. So for today's presentation, we are actually going to focus on these two. In the next presentation, which is tomorrow, please do join. We will focus on all these things, and we'll also learn about the methods, different methods. There are like a lot of them. We'll focus on them as well. So now focusing on what is moderated research and what is unmoderated research. Let me also pick a question: how to do user research when company do not support to interact with customers? Okay, I have answer to this, but I'm gonna answer this little later. I'll actually, and you come from a fintech background, I'll share one of my experiences. Okay, so a moderated research is where there is somebody like you who's the researcher or a facilitator who conducts the research. He gives instructions to the user what to do. He guides user what to do. He observes the session. He makes notes. And let's say if I give my user a task that, hey, this is the Amazon app. I want to see that how you place an order on the Amazon app, right? And I observe how he is doing it. And if, let's say, at some point I don't understand what he's doing, he's just stuck at some screen not doing anything, I can intervene and ask, hey, what are you thinking? Is there anything that you want to do? Can I help you? So technically somebody is there for the user, to be guided. So that's a moderated research, and the opposite of it is unmoderated research, where you just let your user be. I just give them task at the start of the session, and I just observe him in his natural habitat, what he's doing, how he's doing, and all. So that is unmoderated research. So coming to remote and in person, remote, I believe COVID ने हमको remote का definition सिखाया है. This is what a remote workshop looks like. Similarly, this is how a remote user research looks like, where the research is done at a distance. I am not sitting in front of you while I'm asking you questions and all. And whether like an in-person interview, an in-person user research is where I'm sitting right in front of you. I can observe what you are doing, and I can guide you and all that. So that's so a in person or a remote research can be moderated, can be unmoderated as well. Okay, there are a few questions I'm going to take. um, it's unique idea. I haven't find any inspiration in the internet. So how should I get into designing that interface? What steps should I follow to design user research and one-on-one interview questions? Okay, you will find a lot of articles, by the way, but the when you have to design a user research, first you have to figure out what you are trying to solve, because your questions that you're going to ask or the task that you're going to give to your users are going to revolve around that. What you want to figure out, that what is the problem that you're going to solve. Had my research methodology exam today. Oh wow, you're from a design school, I believe. Lucky you again. Okay. How do you practice your neutral during the interviews and not lead on the participants both verbally and non-verbally? Yes, there are things like that. By the way, my presentation is sort of ended here because the rest of the stuff we're going to cover tomorrow. So I'm just going to pick few questions. Yes, I mean, when you're trying to ask few questions to your users, or when you're trying to understand what he's doing, you have to provide help, but you also have to make sure that you don't lead them on to a certain action. For example, if you want the user to press on the button, and let's say he's not, you can't just say press on the button. What are you doing? It's a big button right there. Yeah, you can't do that. Okay, so the question that is very interesting, that if the company doesn't allow, by the way, I'm just going to stop sharing my screen. If the company doesn't allow you to do user research, has happened with me so many times. I mean, oh my God, how many times I have had these conversations with my team members over chai, kitne chai pili hogi maine abhi tak. So how I tackled it, I did not get to do a user research with my actual users actually, but I did some work around there. I took advantage of the secondary research, and I took advantage of the very next person I could talk to who were very close to my users, which are customer support team. I literally went to every one of them because they were the people who galia kha rahe the users if the service was bad. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna come to you. You tell me what he said, and I did technically user research with them. So yeah, it was like a via sort of a research, but I still got the answers. And yes, you can do that also.
Nisha, I would like to also attempt that answer to answer that question.
Sure, sure.
The question was asked by whom exactly? Uh, 1 second.
This is Rahul Gautam.
Hey Rahul, Rahul, could you probably comment in the chat if you're working already or you're a student right now? Because the answer to your question could be a little different depending on what stage are you in.
Okay, user research is bread and butter, and asking the right questions is essential for meaningful insights, for sure. How can we craft questions that are both effective and avoid superficial ones? I mean, you should have your goal ready. You should know what you're trying to figure out. This could be anything. There shouldn't be bias in terms of I have some assumption, I have some hypothesis, I just want to prove it. No, you can go with a goal like our users are not like we are not seeing the conversion, and we just want to see why the conversion not happening. So you can go ask your users around why they are not doing something. You can give them tasks around these things. Have open-ended conversations. Yes, I mean, to certain extent you can't have them keep talking for 2 hours. They are going to get bored, you're going to get bored for sure.
Uh, Nisha, probably interrupt a moment. I believe Rahul has also updated the chat. Rahul, answering your question now that you said that you're working right now. Uh, Nisha said that customer service team is one of the best teams that can give you insights as to what customers are thinking about. Second best approach is to, if you are into a startup which has a physical sales team or a team which actually interacts with the client apart from customer service, that would really help. So for example, in our case, we are into fintech, so primarily everything is digital for us, but there is a team where 10% of our business comes from a physical sales team. So they have great insights as to how customers think about our product, What is it that customers are looking out for? What do customers like? What do customers not like? All those insights can come from sales folks within your organization as well. Sanjana, thanks for the question, but
Yes, Rahul, you need it. Rahul can answer it. Guys, I have no power.
Sanjana, you can actually later text once. We can have a discussion.
Okay, Nisha's PPT looks like school topper girls' notes. Guys, it's my handwriting. I wrote it down for you. Appreciate. Okay. Any more questions?
Nisha, there was one interesting question actually asked by uh, this was Pratik Sarkar, I believe.
Hmm.
Pratik, your question was you're trying to design an interface and which is new and unique, and you don't have any inspiration out there in the market. Where do you start? Uh, Pratik, I would say, as in think for from a point of view that what is the primary problem that you're trying to solve for, right? What is the core user need that you're trying to solve for? What does a user value, right? Identify these basic things first. That would form the core of your product. Then you can think about a system around it. As in, ultimately, any product that you make would entail you to sell a service or something to the customer, or deliver value to the customer. Think about what are the things that can help deliver that value to the user, right? If once you have a overall layout ready, at a high level layout ready, then probably you can deep dive into each of those things. Think about various screens, think about various components. Then within, when you go down at a component level or at a screen level, you can have a UI UX interaction with customers as well as you go about designing it. I would say the customer interaction or the early client interaction will give you so much insight that the product that you thought about on day one would be very different from a product that would come out on day 100 and vis-a-vis day 1000. So talking to customers and delivering value is something that needs to be at the core of it.
Okay, someone asked, what certificate do you need to become a user researcher? I don't have a certificate. You don't need it actually. If you can prove it in your portfolio that you can do user research well, I think that will do. But still, if you need certificates, I think IDF Interaction Design Foundation is a great website. They have great foundational knowledge. Literally, like you go to my LinkedIn, you'll see so many certificates from IDF there. That is really good. So if you need one, go there. Rest, if you just need theoretical of a knowledge, Coursera has few courses specifically on research methods. I did them years ago, but I think till today, because that's very foundational of a knowledge, that will be relevant today as well. So you can also check that out. Okay, that's for you, Rahul, for sure. What's the role
Yeah,
of coding department in UI UX and how do you help them?
I don't know if I understood the question right. I'll probably try to rephrase the question. If you're asking that how can developers be part of UI UX department, then probably I think that comes to mind is making things responsive. Right, there are thousands of mobile devices with different aspect ratios, different screen sizes. Then you have to design for a website. So having a coder in place can help you make a responsive design which can adapt to any screen size.
Okay. There's a question by Pranav, coming how to practice coming up with actionable insights from the observations gathered during research phase. I mean, if you're doing qualitative sort of a research where you have behavioral data, for example, if my user clicked there or not, how did he do that? Did he take some seconds to take the decision and all? It really depends on how you interpret the data. So that will take some practice. But if it comes to quantitative sort of data, it's quite. I mean, most of the times it's quite clear, unless there are some. If you're seeing a number of variables of the data, I think we'll cover it in the next. We'll show you some examples actually how to do that. We'll also tell you how to actually share your research. I read this somewhere that a user research never shared is a user research never done. So we'll cover that too as well for you. Okay. So everybody, Vansh has a message for you. Due to some internet connectivity or whatever, you guys are not able to hear him. So he's gonna take a picture. So please, guys, go post it in your stories. If you have more design friends, make them join the workshop for the day 2, and you can go ahead, Vansh. Okay, everybody, thank you. This was a great session. Thank you for spending your Friday night with us. It was great, and have a great evening ahead.
Thank
I left थोड़ा सा early, so sorry guys. Guys, there's a bug right now in OBS, which is main पे ना मैं जब switch कर रहा हूँ तो मेरे buttons off हो चुके हैं automatically. So that's why the lag happened in the first place. Is the stream even live? Hello? एक second. My phone का internet is gone, so I'll have to check on YouTube. मेरे पास live chat भी नहीं है. 1 second guys, give me 1 second, I cannot see the chat. Phone internet is gone. क्या हो रहा है भाई? आज luck नहीं है guys.
Wix
मेरा आज
Studio
luck
and
नहीं है.
Pantone.
अरे हट जा भाई. Yeah, I think लोड ही नहीं हो रहा है इसमें. रीस्टार्ट, अरे पता है अगर मैं रीस्टार्ट करता ना, स्ट्रीम बंद हो जाती, स्ट्रीम कंक्लूड हो जाती, और तुम लोगों को एक नई लिंक भेजना पड़ता जिससे पूरा इवेंट इधर से उधर हो जाता. आई एम सो सॉरी गाइज, ये फर्स्ट टाइम हुआ है. मर्फीज़ लॉ, जो बुरा होना होता है वो सब हो जाता है, एक साथ ही हो जाता है. आई एम रियली सॉरी फॉर ऑल द इनकन्वीनियंसेस. कभी नहीं हुआ ऐसा डिज़ाइनर के साथ, तुम लोगों के साथ ऐसा हुआ है, मेरे को बहुत बुरा लग रहा है अभी भी. आई एम नॉट हैप्पी, बट keeping in the mind that Nisha and Rahul sir both gave their best, काफ़ी हेल्प किया उन्होंने आप लोगों को आज. आई एम वेरी वेरी थैंकफुल फॉर देम फॉर एक्चुअली कमिंग ओवर एंड टेकिंग दिस इवेंट लाइव. एंड अभी और 2 दिन बाकी है. आई मेक श्योर ये कल परसों नहीं होता है. आई एम रियली सॉरी, मेरे को बहुत बुरा लग रहा है गाइज. बट OBS का आज पहली बार सीन हुआ है बिकॉज आई थिंक देयर इज़ अ इशू. मैंने ना उनका एक अपडेट आया हुआ है, वो मैंने अपडेट किया नहीं, तो आई थिंक वो बग इशू ही होगा. तो वो दैट्स माई बैड, आई एम रियली सॉरी. मैंने अभी जस्ट यार मैंने एकदम से खोला था यार OBS, और एकदम से वो अपडेट दिखा रहा था यार. अब मेरी गलती थोड़ी है. मैंने बोला कि मैं नहीं करूँगा अपडेट, बाद में कर दूँगा और ये हो जाएगा. सो यू कैन नॉट समटाइम्स जस्ट इंटरप्रेट थिंग्स एंड एक्सपेक्ट देम टू वर्क. सो आई होप तुम लोगों ने स्टोरी ले ली है. आई वॉन्ट ईच एंड एवरी वन टू टैग मी, टैग डिज़ाइनर, tag Nisha ma'am, and story डालो and tell the world that you were there. There's a WhatsApp group linked pinned in the chat right now. जो WhatsApp group का लिंक है, सब लोग ज्वाइन कर लो. जो भी नहीं आया, पार्टिसिपेट नहीं किया लूमा के थ्रू, हम लोग ओपन कर रहे हैं आज के लिए. और एंड यू कैन इन्वाइट योर फ्रेंड्स इन दैट WhatsApp ग्रुप टिल 12 PM. एंड एवरी वन हु विल ज्वाइन, वो डे 1 दिखाना उनको. डे 1 के थोड़े पार्ट्स है जो टाइम का इशू हो रहा है, जिनमें टाइम वेस्ट कर रहे हैं, उनको मैं कट कर दूंगा पार्ट्स को, so that it becomes a seamless experience for you. And उन सबको दिखाओ आप. आई होप आज हमने एक सिंपल बेस सेट किया है. कल एक लेवल ऊपर जाएंगे, है ना, एंड परसों एक लेवल और ऊपर जाएंगे. सब लोग बहुत ध्यान से हर एक चीज़ देखना, क्योंकि इसी के ऊपर बेस्ड एक क्विज़ आएगा तुम लोगों के पास, एंड वो क्विज़ हमारा फोकस करेगा हमारे विनर के ऊपर. तो सारे जितने भी मटेरियल है वो WhatsApp ग्रुप के अंदर आ जाएंगे. यस व्योम, यस. प्रेस 1 इफ़ यू एन्जॉयड द सेशन एंड रेट इट आउट ऑफ 10 ऑल्सो मेरे लिए कर दो, सो दैट आई कैन टेक द फीडबैक फ्रॉम यू ऑल. अभी भी देखो थोड़ा सा फ्रेम ड्रॉप है. द ड्रॉप फ्रेम्स रेशियो इज़ 967 एंड 0.9% ड्रॉप है. सो एंड मेरी नाक भी रन कर रही है. आई एम जस्ट, मर्फीज लॉ इज रियल मैन, आई एम टेलिंग यू. कल का टाइमिंग क्या है? सेम होगा. कल का टाइमिंग भी कल भी 9 PM. टेल मी इफ इट्स टू लेट फॉर यू ऑल. आई कैन पुश इट डाउन थोड़ा सा. 8-8:30 वी कैन स्टार्ट. इफ दैट्स द केस वी कैन डू दैट टू. बट आई थिंक देखो ना, हमने 1 hour के अंदर पूरा कंक्लूड कर दिया. सो इट वॉज वेरी फास्ट. इट वॉज सिंपल फॉर एवरी वन टू अंडरस्टैंड. या 9.3 मीन्स अ लॉट. क्विज कब आएगा? क्विज आएगा संडे की रात को. संडे की रात को आफ्टर आवर सेशन विद अभिषेक एंड निशा विल कंक्लूड आवर क्विज एंड विल कंक्लूड द होल वर्कशॉप. एंड गाइज ये ऑनलाइन वर्कशॉप है, सो ये थोड़ी थोड़ी गलतियाँ होती है हमसे, तो प्लीज़ माफ़ कर देना. आई एम रियली सॉरी. देखो अभी भी लैग कर रही है स्ट्रीम. व्हाट्सएप लिंक इन द चैट. ये देख रहे हो चैट में एक पिंड मैसेज ऊपर दिख रहा है, बस आपको वो ज्वाइन करना है. या थैंक यू सो मच जो भी रेट कर रहा है, मीन्स अ लॉट गाइज. हम लोगों ने मेहनत बहुत डाली है, बट थोड़ा सा एग्जीक्यूशन में भी सफर्ड अ लिटिल बिट. आई विल मेक श्योर दैट दिस डजंट हैपन फॉर नेक्स्ट टाइम, बिकॉज मैं एक कम्युनिटी रन कर रहा हूँ. मेरा एक कर्तव्य बनता है कि आप लोगों को एक अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस देना है. सो आई एम रियली सॉरी अगेन. आई अपोलोजाइज फ्रॉम माई हार्ट एंड टेक अ गुड नाइट स्लीप. मस्ती करो, जो करना है करो. एंड स्टोरी ज़रूर डाल देना, बिकॉज आई लव रीपोस्टिंग ऑल द स्टोरीज दैट यू गाइज सेंड, एंड उनको गो थ्रू करने में बहुत मज़ा आता है. सो प्रोवाइड द टास्क. सो देर आर नो टास्क अनमोल. जस्ट टेक नोट्स. आई सेंड द लर्निंग मटीरियल दैट यू गाइज विल बी प्रोवाइडेड इन दिस 3 days. वो आपको सब प्रोवाइड किया जाएगा. उसी के बेस पे क्विज़ होएगा. क्विज़ में आपको देखना है कुछ एक्स्ट्रा, ये क्रेजी क्विज़ नहीं आ जाएगा जिसमें सब लोग के दिमाग ख़राब हो जाएगा. सबसे सिंपल होगा लॉजिक. फास्टेस्ट फिंगर टू स्कोर द हाईएस्ट मार्क्स विल विन. मैं लाइव ट्रैक करूँगा और लाइव तुम सब लोगों को शेयर स्क्रीन हो रहा होगा कि किसने सबमिट कर दिया, किसका क्या स्कोर है, एंड उसके हिसाब से होगा. या तो दिस विल ऑल बी लाइव. Day 1 डन हो चुका है. Day 1 जिन्होंने नहीं देखा, जो अभी ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं, वो रिपीट करके देख सकते हैं. Day 2 कल होगा 9 to 10. संडे को होगा हमारा 8 to 10. हमारा कंक्लूड हो जाएगा वर्कशॉप. 10 PM तक वी विल हैव आवर रिजल्ट एंड वी विल हैव आवर विनर, एंड द विनर विल बी गिवन अ लेटर ऑफ रिकमेंडेशन, अ सर्टिफिकेट ऑफ अचीवमेंट, अर्ली एक्सेस टू आवर invite only WhatsApp community, and early access to our platform that we're building. As simple as that. Anmol, don't spam please. I think I've answered. Anmol is like, yo man, I just need that. Give me the tasks. कब और कैसे मिलने वाला है? आई थिंक समझ गया संजन. आई जस्ट एक्सप्लेन्ड. लेट मी नो गाइज इफ यू हैव एनी अदर डाउट्स. आई थैंक यू ऑल फॉर एक्चुअली ट्रस्टिंग मी ऑन दिस एंड ज्वाइनिंग एंड वॉचिंग दिस थ्रू आउट. मीन्स अ लॉट दैट आप लोग सीख रहे हो एंड आप लोग आगे बढ़ रहे हो, एंड ये प्लेटफॉर्म को आपकी बहुत ज़रूरत है. सो आप जितने भी लोगों को आप इनवाइट करोगे, बताना उनको हमारे बारे में कि हम कैसे करते हैं. आप हमारी पुरानी वर्कशॉप्स देख सकते हो. हमारे लाइव सेक्शन में बहुत सारी वर्कशॉप्स हमने कर रखी है. आपको समझ में आएगा कि व्हाट लेवल ऑफ वर्क दैट वी हैव डन ऑलरेडी इन द पास्ट, एंड अभी यार आगे क्या लेके आने वाले हैं. सो यही फोकस है मेरा. I'll make sure that you guys get a lot of things from this community for free. Winner alone, yes, एक ही विनर होगा. सर्टिफिकेट इज़ फॉर एवरी वन ऑल्सो. सर्टिफिकेट ऑफ पार्टिसिपेशन सबको मिलेगा. एक बेंचमार्क होगा जिसमें सर्टिफिकेट ऑफ मेरिट मिलेगा सब लोगों को. वो बेंचमार्क है कुछ, बता दूंगा आपको, संडे को बता देगा. बाकी सब लोगों को सर्टिफिकेट ऑफ पार्टिसिपेशन मिलेगा. yes for sure Mridula. These workshops will keep on happening. We'll be also coming to a lot of offline cities to host big design events for you all. Yeah, runner ups यार उसमें मज़ा नहीं है ना. वो जो 1 golden winner होगा, देखते हैं ना तुम लोग कितना ध्यान से सुनते हो. that's the competition and that's the catch for this workshop. तो एक ही विनर होगा इसमें. I'll take a leave guys. Anshmera, we have called Anshmera. Invite Saptarishi, for sure we'll try. Alright guys, I'll take a leave. Have a good night's sleep, and I'll see you tomorrow 9 PM. All the best. Bye bye.